Hello, hello. Here we are again coming to you from Broadcast Team Alpha on 44 different platforms around the world. And we're going to have some fun tonight. Oh, this is going to be good. And my name is Aage, and my co host is not here. She is on a project, kind of a lengthy project, and she just cannot tear herself away. So it's just the three of us, or two of us here, with Mac behind the curtain to make sure everything works. And yeah, also we on the 44 different platforms. One of them is the Conscious Awakening Network. Oh, folks, you got to go over there and have a look. They got close to 50 different shows over there that cover all of the good stuff that both you and me need to know about. I spent some extensive time over there, and I loved every second of it. So I think you will too. And also, I want to tell you how you can get in touch with me and Nori. Just go to broadcastteamalpha.com. Go into find the contact feature and send us an email. We'll get the email and we'll get back to you and see what we can do for you. And then if you are watching this on YouTube, that is the place to be because there we can also monitor the chat room. And if you have questions in there, just just ask, and we just might be able to answer something. And then I want to introduce the guest to you. She is from Germany, and this is Anja Schäfer. And she is an author. She has a book out that's called Venus and I. And that is explaining her association with a lady that came from Venus here and has been living on Earth since 1955. And also, there's a website for those of you that like to surf the website at the same time you are listening. Her website is venus-spirit.com. And that explains much about her association with this lady from Venus. And Anja is a doer. Her website is dedicated to Venusian spirituality, higher consciousness, and planetary transformation. And I think most people are a little bit aware of it. They can feel that there is some changes going on that will lead to a transformation that you have no idea how good it's going to be. Now, her friend from Venus, that's Omnec Onec. I'm not so sure I pronounced that right, but I'm close. Anyway, she is from Venus and has been on Earth since 1955, and her autobiography is written up in a book, From Venus I Came. And I just went to Amazon and I saw it, so I know it's available. This book I heard about because guess who published it for her? And the original one, there's another one too now. That was Colonel Wendell Stevens. And that is probably one of the most credible people when it comes to the UFO research, the German secret societies and technologies from decades ago. And he wrote that book and he talked to me about it. And there is some phenomenal information in that book. Anja is also a conference organizer. She's a speaker and author. And she's putting on global conferences just about every year. And the next one is coming up in May next year in 2026. It's called the Ultimate UFO Disclosure Conference. And that is a global conference. She's got people speaking there from every corner of the world, just about. And with that, I have spoken up. I want to hear from Anja. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Aage. It's a pleasure. I'm looking forward to the conversation with you. Thank you.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. And when it comes to this issue between Venus and Earth, it actually has some history to it. She is not the first one. There are others that also have been here over the decades, and there is some verification on that. But for this lady that is your good friend over there, actually she's in the United States, but how did it come about for her that she came here? That's my first question.
Yes, the story is complex and there's not just one simple answer. And of course, I can only say what I heard from her and what I am aware of by her autobiography because I read it 25 years ago. And now, meanwhile, I'm also the publisher, and so I did not do the German translation, but I read it many times, and so I'm quite aware of how she explains the whole story, her whole background. And to keep it in a nutshell, it had different aspects and perspectives why she was asked if she would continue her life that began on the astral level of Venus, that she would continue her life and finish her life on the physical Earth. And she says in her book that she was asked by the masters on Venus because she was born and grew up. She did not reach an adult age. I mean, it's a different time anyway on the astral because time goes slower. So, according to her autobiography, she explained that she has been living there compared to a 7 year old child in Earth time, but on Venus it was already 140 Venus years that she
Really?
living there approximately
Yeah.
roundabout. And so at some point she explained that she was asked if she would go on that special adventure, manifest a physical body and go into the physical universe in order to live among us on the earth for various reasons. One reason was that she would do a big favor to the masters and to the divine or to whoever is overseeing what is going on, and also about the concerning the evolution and the development of Earth. And they said they knew that many souls on Earth were kind of stuck in reincarnation loops, and that the planetary evolution is kind of stuck in a way, and so that they needed some infiltration by courageous souls who would live among the human people on Earth to also experience from a physical perspective through direct relationships, direct connections, what is really the problem? What are the mental problems? What are the emotional problems? How to reach them? Because they were so yeah, as I said, kind of stuck and difficult to reach by the higher realms because of the manipulation and the whole control that has been ruling on the earth for such a long time. So they were trying to send teachers for such a long time over and over again, and yet they tried a different approach by Omnec, asking her if she would come as a child to grow up in this society and to broadcast or send out the information through her telepathic abilities and channels so that they could figure out how to help the people on Earth. This is one reason why she was sent or why she was asked. Another reason was that she still had karmic cycles to fulfill, and that they gave her the opportunity to fulfill her life cycle on Earth and at the same time complete her karmic debts. Her own karmic debts, plus she took over the karmic debts from her soul sister, her genetic twin. There was a girl that already lived on Earth, and they had a karmic connection, Omnec and this little girl. This little girl's name was Sheila. And so they told her that if she decided to go on Earth and to do this mission, to fulfill this job, so to say, she would also take over the karma from this little girl. And so she would have a quite difficult life, but she didn't, as a little child on Venus, she said it was just feeling like a big adventure. And so she didn't know how hard it would become and how difficult it would get. But she knew that they would always be with her telepathically and that they would guide her and that she would also receive information and even healing sessions every 7 or every 10 years. But that's a different story because it was very hard for her emotionally. So this is another reason. And the third or another aspect is that the masters and the benevolent extraterrestrials were aware of the danger that the Earth governments are putting the Earth through with playing around with nuclear weapons and atomic power, and that they would develop the technology to a point where they could even destroy the whole planet. So this was also another aspect that they were really kind of starting to focus on the Earth, not only on the personal level, how to free the souls, how to help the souls, but also on this global level, to free also this planet from this prison kind of situation, that it would not be destroyed, because this was not was and is not the plan for the beautiful planet Earth to just be blown up into the universe by destructive powers, but to be saved and to be protected. So this was another part of the mission. I
Yeah,
think it's enough for the moment.
I can understand that. And of course, in 1955, it was not the most spiritual time to come into either. It was really rough back then. But
Absolutely.
when she came, did she come here being born here again, or did she come in as taking on a 6-year-old baby, young girl's body?
Neither that nor that. Her
Hmm.
story is totally different, and as far as I know, really still unique. So she was born on the astral level on Venus, on this higher frequency realm. And as I said, she was asked if she would go into the physical. Yes, but not by being born and not by being a walk in and not by taking over a different body, but by being brought to Earth in her own manifested physical body. Omnec explains that on Venus, as well as on other planets, there are different layers, different densities where life exists, and that they all also have some transfer stations where they have the ability to lower and to raise the vibration, not only for the physical bodies, but also technology or spaceships and so and so. And she said in her autobiography that there is a temple called Rats, or a city called Rats, and that they, when she said yes, okay, I will go into the physical, that she would be accompanied by her uncle Odin, and that they both went into this special temple, went through this manifestation ceremony. I don't know, I didn't witness that. This is what she explains in the book, that they lowered their vibration. Maybe we can imagine it as if they would put on a special cloak or another shell around their soul, around their astral body, that they would put on a physical self, a physical body. And then she said that they were going into a small craft, into a spaceship, which was then flying into a mothership, into a cigar shaped ship. This this mothership, flew into the atmosphere of the Earth. Then the small craft again went down to the Earth, but not directly to America, but according to how she explains it, first to a monastery in Tibet, because she said that space travelers have been using special temples in Tibet, monasteries, to to get used to the atmosphere of the Earth, because of the because she needed to get used to her physical self. She said that she needed to learn to speak, to use her vocal cords, that she needed to accept that all of a sudden she had to sleep, what was not necessary in the astral, that she all of a sudden had to learn how to go to the toilet, how to eat, and everything. And she needed to learn the English language, because she was then brought eventually to America to be exchanged, physically exchanged with this other girl. And this other girl died, because this was her destiny. This other girl's destiny was to be killed in an accident. So this was already not planned, but this would happen anyway. And the masters on Venus and our friend Dr. Raymond Keller said that they can monitor 8 timelines or so, including the timeline they're on. And so I figured that probably they must have seen this timeline where this other girl would go into this accident anyway. And this was the moment then, after Omnec was prepared properly, where they brought her then, and then this accident happened. And so this was then the situation where these little girls were exchanged physically. This is the story.
Yeah, on Venus, how do they live? Do they also have families like we do? And do they have assigned works, which we call jobs? What do they do? How do they live over there? In the astral world, you don't have to eat, and you don't have to worry about paying the light bill. So, they've got to be different.
Omnec says that the astral world on Venus is like a duplicate to the physical society that they also once were. So it's very similar. It's just more colorful. It's just more free and, of course, conscious. So they live in unity consciousness, in oneness consciousness, and in direct connection with the divine. They have no separation consciousness. So they are aware who they are, that they are souls. They are aware that they can manifest everything with their thoughts and with their energy. So they can, according to Omnec, they enjoy their existence. So they are free with creativity, with creating their skies and their houses and their food even. She said they don't have to have food like the physical, but they enjoy it, or they enjoy celebrations, they enjoy parties, they love everything that is, and they learn. They have temples of learning, they have temples of history, they have temples of creativity where they go to dance or to, but of course they are not limited, because they have not the limitation of gravitation. So they can dance like in big ballrooms and like in big spheres. They can dance all over the place, like floating, dancing and everything. So it's really like a fairy tale world, an imaginary world, like a paradise. This is how she
Hmm.
explains life on Venus, basically, like a paradise. So, yeah.
Yeah, and knowing a little bit about the astral world, they are also telepathic, right? And they know this is a hard one to wrap our heads around. They know each other's thought. Is that correct?
Um, Omnec says they still have their privacy, so
Yeah.
they must agree on telepathic communication in a way, but they cannot and don't interfere neither in others' creations nor in their thoughts.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I meant. When you communicate, you know what the other person is thinking, and then that's what you answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she also explains it like more like thought forms, not really thoughts the way we think that thoughts are, but that they have a very complex, it's more imaginary or more impression. So it's a full, and she never lost this ability, and this makes her uh, of course, because you mentioned Aage that 1955, of course, we did not really have a very spiritual awakened society, and that is why she was suffering so much, because she was so super sensitive and she was aware who she was aware what she left behind when she made the decision to come to Earth. And she had this hard life, not only the karmic life from her, the twin sister, but no stable environment. And then there was still this racism, and that time there was a lot of religious fanaticism, and she was part of all of that. And she really, so she could, of course, witness a lot and monitor a lot and send back to her family and to her uncle a lot of information, what is really going on this earth in the societies and how hard it is.
Yeah. Oh boy, that sounded like it could be a tough life when you were dumped into something like that.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah. So they have family units there also then? It's kind of like maybe like here?
Absolutely. She said that she had a mother. She talks about her mother. She talks about her father. I think no sisters, but she had friends. Really the same as we have it on Earth. And she had her uncle and the aunt, and this was then the decision that the uncle Odin would go into the physical universe together with her. So complete family. It's a duplicate to the societies that we have on Earth and that they once had on Venus too.
Hmm. That's interesting. Yeah. So you show us that picture back there, behind you there. That represents the higher level of the astral world. That is bright, much brighter colors, and they have buildings. They have much the same in those higher vibrations of the astral world. And I know this is true because I'm a traveler and I have been up in those levels of vibration. And if you just step out of the body, you're in the very lower part, and that's not really a good place to be. That's where all the ghosts are trapped. The
Yes.
ones that die and have no clue about spirituality, they get caught in the very lowest, usually the astral world levels.
Yeah.
And that's why some of them don't even know they're dead. They're just wondering, have a miserable life, wondering, why don't anybody want to talk to me anymore?
Mm,
They just get really miserable. But
that's true.
um,
Talks about these levels on Venus as well, because she said before she was really going into the physical that they had I think like a trip or so in a spaceship. Was it on the astral? I don't really know how they traveled. I can't remember that detail, but that she was shown the different levels on the astral Venus, exactly how you explained it now. And we also have some movies that show this really very well, like this movie with Robin Williams. I don't remember the English name, and Astral City is another movie. So there
Yeah,
is some
that's a good one. Yeah,
exactly
very
where they
good.
show the different levels and the suffering souls and the beautiful, and this is exactly how she says that it is on Venus, yes, and that she was
Hmm.
living on this paradisical, on this beautiful high level. And yeah, exactly, so this is
Hmm.
where she was born and where she lived according to her autobiography.
Yeah, you mentioned that movie, Astral City. Oh,
Yeah.
folks, you got to go to YouTube and find that movie. It
Mhm.
is so close. It
Yeah.
is really good.
Yeah.
Astral City.
Astral
You
City.
mentioned also something a little earlier about the reincarnation loop. And that is not just physical, there are reincarnation also at other levels of existence, have I found.
Yeah.
Does she agree with that?
Yes, naja, incarnation, of course, when we talk about that term, we mean flesh, right?
For us, yes, we do.
For us. Yes. Yes.
But
Yeah. Yeah,
but
she
then,
talks in her book and in her teachings because, you know, she was also this is another reason why she came to earth, is to really bring the teachings, to bring the teachings back, to remember those who are ready to listen about their soul's origin, and to also share the teaching about the journey of soul through the levels of density. So this is a big a beautiful story kind of teaching that she has been sharing for many years, where she explains the different levels of density, beginning with the divine and kind of ending with the physical, and that the soul is traveling through all these levels of density to the physical, into full forgetness. And this is how I understand it, that on the earth, that it was really kind of stuck in this reincarnation loop, and that they needed to find ways, help, support the earthlings, how to move on, how to evolve, how to get out of these limitations. This is one reason why she's here.
mhm. Yeah, and the reincarnation loop is something that people are starting to talk about now because a reincarnation seems like there's something that once you drop the body, you go on the other side, so to speak, they talk you into another reincarnation. But we don't have to, we have a choice. But it appears to me, because I remember one of those when I came here, I remember standing around this pool and I was presented with 3 different lifetimes. And they are very convincing that it really will help me a lot to go back and work on these things. Well, we don't have to.
No.
And that's something that the reincarnation loop can be bypassed. Now, some people are saying if you go through the tunnel, you go to the light, then you're going to come back. Well, maybe there's something to that because I I don't know, but you somehow end up there at that decision time what you're going to do when you to go on. But there are also other things you can do in the spiritual worlds that would be more interesting, and you can learn more than coming back to this ball of mud called Earth and going through the same garbage again. I, I just can't see myself doing that.
Well, you have the choice. I think this is completely exactly what Omnec also um, said, especially. in 1999, as far as I remember, it's always with us and years and dates. We are not so reliable for that. But she said that she received an important information at some point that the transformation of the earth would be successful. I mean, people can believe that or not. I know that there are still people who say that disasters and wars can still happen. We don't think that way. We believe, I mean, it's a choice what you want to believe in as well. I mean, this is exactly what I learned from Omnec in the beginning. When I was listening to her and read her book, I realized that I'm free, that I have the choice, and that I can choose what I do with my life, and what I want to believe in, and what I want to invest my energy in. So I choose happiness, or I choose freedom. I choose the belief that the earth will be protected and that it will be thriving, and that I just believe in the positive because it's my personal choice. But everybody can believe what they want to believe in. And absolutely, she said that she was given the information because Omnic was and is very strong. So when she shared information, it always had a deep impact on, at least on those who were listening. I know that she hasn't reached the whole world yet. It is, for some reason, we are still a little a little group of people who know her and who are aware of her story and of her teachings. This is obviously also from the higher realms. For example, for some reason, it is guided like that. Some teachers are really getting very worldwide known and popular and fill halls, and others are more in the eye to eye level, in the heart to heart zone, and reach just a little limited realm of people and number of people. So, and what I wanted to say is that she was given the information about the transformation of the earth, or the ascension of the earth, and the unknown history of the solar system. And when she unpacked that information and talked about it in talks and lectures and in workshops, she said that karma is over. She said that now people are free to choose whether they want to reincarnate or not, that they can create new karma or new debts if they want to, but that they have back their freedom. And people can believe it. I know there are still people who don't believe that and who want to stay stuck in their old belief systems. But the way Omnec always presented this information and gave this information, it was like, this is the fact, believe it or don't believe it, it's up to you. But I tell you, you're free.
I totally agree, because if you totally believe that you can't get away with, can't get around karma,
Yeah,
you're gonna have it.
you're gonna have it. It's you are given what you believe in.
Yeah, because whatever we allow to dwell in our mind the most, that is what we're gonna have in our life.
Yeah.
Boy, is that scary for some of you out there listening right now, huh? Oh God, I thought about that. There's some of the stuff that I've been thinking about in the past that no more. So we need to control our mind a little bit. We need to find people that we resonate with, that will lift us up. And Omnic is one of them.
Yeah, it
And,
happens. We don't, I don't really, I would say it just happens. I mean, that I came across her, for example, it was so accidental, if you want to say. You can also say it was just happening, or maybe it was guided, or maybe our souls had a contract, or whatever. I don't really
yeah,
know. And it doesn't really make a difference. It just happened that I turned on the TV 30 years ago, and there she was sitting. I could have not turned the TV on and I would not have seen her sitting there. But obviously, it was somehow important that it happened. And so this uplifting and this connection began with that. Surprise.
Yeah. Yeah, we think that, oh, that was a good coincidence, but maybe not.
Maybe not. No.
Maybe not. And yeah, see, now we're down to the bottom of the hour. So for those of you that joined us late, we are talking with Anja Schäfer, and we are talking about her friend, Omnec Onec. That lady is from Venus, and she has brought some phenomenal teachings to Earth. And we're talking about that. We're talking about how they live on Venus in a different vibration so they don't get cooked since it is 800 degrees on the surface. But in that vibration where she come from, that temperature is not relevant. So this gets really interesting. There's some spiritual principles here that we really need to take to heart. How long have you known her?
30 years now. I mean, I saw her in 94 approximately,
Um,
94, 95. I saw her in a German TV show because this is another interesting story that people can do their own researches on why the woman from Venus was, she started her public appearances in America, of course, yes. And as you said in the beginning, with the help of Wendell Stevens, who published her book, From Venus I Came. It's in the shelf, the original behind me. And this is how it began, yes. But pretty fast, a German guy saw her in a UFO conference or in some public event in America and invited her to Germany. And so it was really immediately, you can say in 93 or so, it started that she was all of a sudden giving talks in German UFO conferences. It's that long ago that it all began here in the public. And then Germany did not let her go anymore. Obviously, she was almost, sometimes she said, I'm stuck in Germany. Of course, she always went back to see her family, but her work, her spiritual work and the public work was only happening in Germany. Since then,
mm,
only. She never had a global manager or something like somebody like that who was traveling with her to other countries. No, her mission was mostly being fulfilled in Germany. And this is why she was also sitting in German TV shows, giving interviews, talking about her. She talked about the German publication of her autobiography. And this is when I saw her for the first time
mm.
in 94 or so. And then this had a deep impact on me when I by accident saw her there sitting talking, and she was really looking like that.
Aha,
She had
okay.
this very beautiful even look. This is exactly how she looked at that time, and it was that she was really having this clear appearance. She was not only simply beautiful, yes, but there are many pretty women on this planet. This was not the point. The point was the calmness in her voice and the authenticity that I somehow felt, and also the spiritual message that she was sharing just in a few words. Like, for example, imagination is the key to creation. Until
Yeah.
until this moment, I have never heard anyone saying something so intelligent in the TV. And so this really made a deep impact. And the interesting thing is also that it was like a seed that was landing somewhere inside of my system, but it was still it was 3 years later when it came back into the surface to the surface, because I was guided, I would say so, to open an esoteric bookstore in Bavaria in 97. And when I bought all the books for this esoteric bookstore, this is, of course, because I was just interested in finding myself, in finding love, in knowing myself. So this is why I was interested in all this spiritual stuff and this esoteric knowledge. And this is when I remembered Omnec and her book. And this is when I bought the book for myself and read it. And then it started that we found that I connected with her physically soon after that.
That's interesting. Yeah. I want to talk about the conference that you are going to put on next year. But one quick question first. Has anybody from Venus visited with her in the years past, or is she just totally on her own?
I would say yes, she was totally on her own. All that she had was the telepathic contact with her uncle, and who came to the physical together with her. And she knew that she would be alone, but she knew that she would always be guided and that she would always be protected. And as far as she always said, and nobody ever witnessed that, she was taken on a spaceship every 7 years or so to be examined and to be rebalanced because of the
Mm,
physical impact, because of the difficulties that she had to go through emotionally and physically as well. I believe not only that they wanted to heal her, I mean, it had many different aspects. Of course, this is just, I just heard it. I never witnessed it and I can't prove it. I can only say that she was always very fit and she always looked very young and she was very strong until these examinations and these spaceship healing procedures ended. It was around maybe 25 years ago, around, I think, in 2000, roundabout, when she said that these would not be, that they discontinued taking her to the ship every 7 years or so because she needs to go through her life the way everybody else is doing it as well, without special treatment and without any extras. And that she also decided this for herself, that she doesn't want to be examined, or that she didn't want to have the special treatments, but that she wants to be just a normal human being as everybody else. And since then, she was really getting through heavy illnesses, many hospital times, many sicknesses, many physical difficulties. Until 2009, she even got a stroke. So
mm,
the physical difficulties really started when, from my observation, when they discontinued her special
no,
treatments.
that could very well be, but there is ways, to prolong the life. And I don't know if you know that or not, but in 2009, three doctors got the Nobel Prize for discovering an enzyme that reverses the aging process, and nobody told us. I'm doing it, and it seems to be working for me, and a lot of other people are, and it seems to be working. So there is a ways everybody can extend that. And talk to us a little. You are doing something really exciting next year in May. Where do we go and what are we going to talk about?
Oh, we are talking about the ultimate UFO Disclosure Conference.
Uh-huh.
This is my current poster, as you can see. This is in German because I was just on a big congress here in Germany where I was allowed to introduce it and to present this event. Yeah, so this is what I'm guided now to do, since
Yeah, I
I'm
see.
organizing this event.
I see. We have some Americans speaking there too. Nora Eisenhower and some of the and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 16 people. Okay.
Exactly. It's a 5 days event, and it's 7 are English speaking speakers. The others are German speakers, but I'm taking care that everything is going to be translated. Maybe probably the German ones with subtitles, with automatic captions, and the English speakers need to be translated to German because it's a German in Germany and not everybody understands English. But I'm taking care for everything kind of, and also for that. Yes. And as you said, yes, it's international with Laura Eisenhower. She agreed. Brad Olson agreed. Ray Hernandez is originally from Peru and he's living in Colombia. He's the director of a contact research institute. Then Dr. Raymond Keller is the Venus historian. He's also a Venusian. It's a different story, but he has written many books about Venus. He knows, I think nobody on Earth knows so much about Venus as he. Then Bob Spearing, he is the MUFON director for international investigations. And Omnec Onec herself. This is a very special, very special.
Yeah, there she is. Yep.
There she is. This is the older version of this version. This is from 94 approximately, and this photo here is from 94, from 24. Yeah. And she's still among us, and this is exciting, and we are still in contact. Of course, we will always be in contact because this is our connection, that I'm also helping her to bring her mission message out, and it's about to be fulfilled, I would say. Maybe it's already fulfilled on some level, and we are now working on her third book even. And it's the plan that she's coming back to Germany in next year. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, if people here from America were to go over there, where would they go? Did you fly into Frankfurt or would you fly into some other place?
Yeah, it's Frankfurt.
Okay.
Actually, I would really invite everyone to check out my website. I mean, it's venus-spirit.com, and from there you can click on events, and there, because I'm organizing a second event for next year, and we also have a special domain name for that one. So this is UFO Con 2026.de. Everything is in German and in English, so you find all information in English. And there is also a special menu item, it's called Venue. And on the Venue page, you can see where it is, how to get there, all the hotel information, that the airport is Frankfurt, and how to get there in detail. So we really are doing everything behind the scenes with my web designer and my friends who are helping me with all of that, to make it as easy as possible for people to come from all over the world. It's really in central Germany, and it's a very special location, and I can say a few things about that as well.
Yes, please do.
It's an event place, an event location that is a Hinduistic temple. It's an ashram, and it is
Oh.
one of the largest ones in Europe. And what makes it so special is they have an event hall that they rent. And I'm a friend of one of these people who are living there and who's also organizing big events. And I was just there last weekend. So he's a speaker as well. His name is Peter Denk. He's very popular in Germany.
Yeah, I know
That's
of him.
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Wow, you know of him. That's fascinating. Yeah, he's a good speaker, and he's very he wrote a book about Mars actually. And he's there, my contact person, and he told me that I can rent this hall and that I can have the second UFO Disclosure Conference in that place. And the special, what I feel, I have been there now. I was there now 3 times, and there's a hotel included. So, and there's even a dormitory. So for those people who are coming and who don't mind sharing a bigger a dormitory with others, they can spend the night there for 20 euros, which is really almost nothing, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like $20, of course, plus food and plus the ticket. But there's really options because they organize big festivals as well. The Hinduistic religion, is it a religion? They are very much into celebrating, into singing, into praying a lot. It's very colorful, and this is how what I feel that this makes this place so special, because they have a temple inside of this ashram, and they're doing their prayers and ceremonies every day, every morning, and they have always live music, and everybody is free to join that. And the beautiful thing is it's also located directly at a lake in nature. And this lake and the energy of the ceremonies and of the prayers, I just feel that it multiplies this sacredness. It's just my personal impression, because they dedicate so much love and time to these prayers to the divine. This is for a UFO conference. It's I think this is just something that's very extraordinary and very unique.
yeah. Sounds like a wonderful place.
It is. You know,
I
they,
think,
of course, Aage, they have their rules, you know, so they are really kind of pretty strict vegan. It's not allowed and not welcome to eat your sausage and your steak there, so they don't offer meat, and they don't serve alcohol, so, and they don't allow people to smoke in the rooms or on the balconies. There are just some smoking designated areas outside. So they are constantly with their prayers and with their lifestyle and with their own thoughts working on purification on themselves and on the place. So the place is always perfectly clean. You can smell it, you know, they're cleaning all the time. And so one has to respect that
yeah,
this is a sacred place in a way.
yeah, but that's good. I like that. That's good. And now I think that for people that is going over there or going to this one, it will be a life-changing experience, because those speakers, I know many of them, and the information they're going to come with is phenomenal. So I would highly recommend it. We were talking before we went on the air, and we were talking, I would like to do this.
Yes, come over. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be so much fun. It's in May 2026, and I want to see if I could make that happen. That really would be fun.
It's I mean, Germany is certainly worth a visit anyway. But as you say, Age, it's really it's a totally extraordinary event. The
Yeah,
international UFO conference, it's an event hall. There's room theoretically for 900 people. We will have exhibitors area. We will also have music. So I already are you saying higher? There's at least one Hindu group. They are playing Hindu rock. So one evening, I'm at the moment working on the program, which is exciting, the schedule. And so one evening we will have this music party with them, which is really fun. And when Omnec is speaking, I'm planning her to be speaking as the last one because she's really the cherry on the cake, special, my special guest. And she is supposed to speak on Sunday in the afternoon. And she will be accompanied by a very popular German spiritual musician. His name is Lex van Zomeren. And he's also already be around since decades, and she loves him so much. She already loved him 30 years ago, and she was playing his CDs all over the place and every time, and she wanted to go to his concerts all the time, and she was really almost sometimes she was getting on our nerves because she was always talking about the beautiful music of Lex van Zomeren. This was her favorite, and
Yeah.
by accident, I came across him now after 30 years in a online congress where I'm a part of for November, and he too. And then, yeah, it just happened that I asked him, "Hey, do you remember Omnec?" Or he remembered Omnec, and so
Yeah.
he is going to be there.
That sounds like fun. So what is beyond 2026? Are you going to continue doing conferences?
I never know.
Maybe maybe another book?
I'm coming to America on October 16th. I'm flying over together. I'm going to meet Dr. Raymond Keller, and I'm going to meet Tonya Maidenford. So we are the Venus team. This is what is here behind me. This is because we are going to visit Omnec in
Okay.
Missouri. You see, this is Anja, Ray, Tonya, and Omnec. So this
Okay.
is the fabulous Venus Force of Four Venus team that is going to help Omnic write the third book, the third part of her
Okay.
autobiography.
All right.
This is an
That's
exciting
awesome.
um, thing because she cannot really write anymore, Omnic, but she can talk. So
Yeah.
we are traveling together because Tonya is going to do the video and the audio recording. She's archiving everything and documenting everything. Ray
Yeah.
is our
She
author. You know Tonya?
yeah, she's a movie maker in Hollywood. I know.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
she can deal with everything, and she's very clear and very structured, and she's just amazing, and she's a very dear friend of
Yeah.
myself and of us, and
Yeah.
she's also a speaker at the UFO
Yeah.
conference.
That's good. Now
So
I
we are
see that
working on her book. Yeah.
we're down to the end here of the show. Gosh. Let us know the website and how they can get in touch with you again.
Oh yes, I will type it um in the chat so
Okay.
everybody can find,
Yeah,
of
that'd be good.
course, the ultimate UFO Disclosure Conference.
Venus-spirit.com. Okay.
That's the main page. And for those who only want to check out directly the UFO conference, this would be the UFO Con 2026.de. And whoever has any questions, you can contact me anytime. There's my email address, a contact form, and everything. And I'm happy to assist you if you have any questions, if you need whatever kind of information that you can't find on the page. There is an FAQ section, but I will be really happy. And of course, yeah, to welcome as many of you as possible when we are in May here in Germany to disclose everything.
Sounds good. I got one last question for you. If you could talk to the whole world and the world is listening, what would you tell them?
Go into your heart, be in your heart, get out of the mind into the heart,
Yeah,
love yourself and the others, focus on kindness.
yeah, that is a good one. So thank you very much for being with us. This was fun and very educational. Now I'm ready to go to Venus. I know enough now to be there and do good.
Oh, yes,
So
you're very
yeah,
welcome.
all right. Okay, thank you very much. And then we're done for now. And if you are watching us on YouTube, please subscribe. That'll help us a lot. And for those of you out there still listening, be good to each other.